Hey everyone, welcome. For those that don't know, my name is Courtney and I have SMA type 3. And I don't know if you saw on Instagram the other day, I posted asking any questions about spinal muscular atrophy. As a lot of you know, August is Spinal Muscular Atrophy Awareness Month. So that's kind of why I wanted to do this and focus it in on here, and hopefully this works. I'm trying something new out with it, with YouTube and using StreamYard. So hopefully you guys can all see this. But anyway, I thought that I'd start with answering some questions that were asked on my Instagram. So, the first thing, if you're hearing me talk about this, spinal muscular atrophy, like, what is SMA? Like, you're probably, if you've never heard of it before or anything, you're probably wondering, what is SMA? Well, like I said, it stands for spinal muscular atrophy, and it is a progressive neuromuscular disease. So what that means is that um, over time, like your muscles start to weaken and um, just things like that. Here, let me dive deeper into it. So basically, everyone has an SMN1 and an SMN2 protein. Um, but in spinal muscular atrophy, people with SMA, they're lacking that SMN2 protein. And so it's through like the spinal cord, the nerves get they like the connection between the nerves and the brain, they don't fire correctly. So you just don't because of the messages not being able to connect to because of the brain messages with the neurons dying off, you're not able to connect to to the nerves, and so because of that, your nerves aren't sending the message to your muscles to fire. So eventually with not having those muscles used, the muscle will start to atrophy or start to weaken. So there are 4 different types that I'm aware of. I've seen some other ones, but the most common that you'll see is SMA type 1, SMA type 2, SMA type 3, and SMA type 4. So I have SMA type 3. Kind of, when they diagnosed me, they said possibly type 4, but because I have had symptoms for so long, that I have SMA type 3 because of the symptoms. Like when I started walking, I walked on my toes, and like as a kid, I couldn't really get up and do lunges and like squats and everything, even though I was super athletic in a way. Um, but with type 4, they say it's more in adulthood. So I'm sorry, I'm like so nervous doing this live, but hopefully, if you didn't know, now you know what SMA is. Someone did ask me about my Spinraza journey, so I'll talk about that again. So I don't know if you were referring to now or to like the whole journey over time. So let me just start there with like over time. So I started getting Spinraza um in September of, I want to say it was 2017, and it had been approved by the FDA in December of 2016, but it took me almost a year to get approved for it. In the US, the insurance companies have to approve the medication, and because it's so new and such a high cost, my insurance didn't want to approve it. So my insurance denied it twice, which meant that that I had 2 denials So Biogen actually has a program where if your insurance company denies it twice, they pay for the drug for you. So that's how I got started with it. And originally with my first 4 loading doses, because you have, if I remember right, it's you have your first dose, and then after 15 days, you have a second dose. And then after, I want to say 30 days, you have your third dose, and another 30 days, you have your fourth dose. And those are the loading doses. And then after that, you get your maintenance doses, which are every 4 months. So I use the analogy of like my body is like a car, I have to go get it oiled, kind of. But anyway, um, and so when I was getting those through the loading dose journey, I experienced the headaches a lot. Where I live, we were also experiencing a huge wildfire right next to where I live with a ton of smoke. And I felt sick all the time. I did feel more energy, and I felt like my legs became lighter. But like I said, I was getting the spinal headache, so I felt really sick all the time, and I was trying to work and trying to deal with the spinal headache, and it did not go over very well. There were days like I'd be working and I'd have to run to the bathroom and like throw up. It honestly, that the spinal headaches are awful. But I did notice I can get up from a chair without having to push up with my hands. I've noticed I can run a little bit now, and I've noticed like a few other small things here and there since that time frame. It's like as things come on, I'm noticing a little bit more as time goes on, but it's like they're little things, so it's not as noticeable as in the beginning. I want to say I've had 14 or 15 doses now, but I lost count. So I started getting my doses at Stanford, and then my insurance ended, and I ended up switching to Kaiser. And I think I was very lucky in the fact that I had decided to record my journey of doses and stuff, but and my progress over time. Like if you go back and watch some of my old videos, you can definitely see the improvements that I've had. And with Kaiser, they did not want to approve it at all. I don't know why. Something for adults, but and probably the cost, I'm sure. So I had to write a letter to the Department of Managed Healthcare to get them to approve it for me. And even that took some time. So I was really scared that I'd have to restart the loading dose process. But luckily, right at the 6 months where if I had waited any longer for them, I think I would have had to start it. But since I was right there, I didn't have to. And Kaiser did step up and start, okay, we'll cover it. So that is where I'm at now. I do feel like I probably had a little bit of a setback by not getting the doses on the 4 month schedule like Biogen recommends, but what am I gonna do? Um, anyway, and then someone asked me about Risdiplam the other day about how to get it and what's it like and just about it. I don't know too much about Risdiplam. I do know that it is an oral medication for SMA that I believe does has the same function pretty much as Spinraza. I had emailed um someone at Stanford um that was treating me before, and they said that from what they've seen, it's not as effective as Spinraza. Um, but at the same time, there's no risk of spinal headaches. So that is that's kind of where I'm at with that is I would like to probably switch to risdiplam if it does get approved, because I have gotten the spinal headaches. I do work full time, and um and just with Spinraza, I do notice after about probably 3 months, I do notice I start to feel tired. Right now, let's see, I just had my last dose in June, so like right now I don't really feel tired and I don't notice it. But then like last time I noticed, like I was so tired all the time and I was like, why am I so tired all the time? And I think it was because of that drop in the Spinraza dose after 4 months. But anyway, or I mean, sorry, after 3 months. But so far I haven't noticed that this time around, but I think it just changes each time. And for um as far as like FDA approval and everything, my understanding is that it was sent in for FDA approval sometime this month in August, but where it's at on that, I don't know. I haven't been like Google searching and following up as much as I used to with things. I've just been so busy with work that I haven't had a chance to. And then I wanted to give you guys some resources about for like if you do have SMA. I wanted you guys probably already know a lot of these resources, but I just wanted to give you some because there's so much valuable information that I didn't know about until I got diagnosed. And even after that, like I said, I had searched around on the internet looking for like anything that could connect me when they were first talking about that. And I felt like there was no one. So I came across curesma.org. They do a lot of stuff for people with SMA and kids. They send out a newly diagnosed package. They have one for kids and they have one for adults. They've sent a like a care package before. As a matter of fact, I actually have one of the things they sent in that care package before right here, a neck pillow, like in a shoulder pillow, and that helps a lot. I know I get a ton of tension in my neck and everything. And then they had like another neck pillow, which I sleep with all the time because if not, I find that I wake up super, super tense. Um, and then they also sent out a COVID package when everything first got shut down, and that was amazing. That had like a coloring book and I believe crayons and just a bunch of different stuff. So it was really cool. So Cure SMA is a great resource for anyone that has SMA or wants to learn more about it. And then there's also Treat SMA. I believe it's treatsma.org or something like that. I follow them mostly on I want to say it's Instagram. I don't remember exactly where, but if you just Google search it, it'll pop right up. And then the Gwendolyn Strong Foundation as well, they have some great information and resources about SMA as well. And that's those are mostly where I get my resources from. Um And speaking so much of Cure SMA, they are actually doing a virtual walk this year. That's what I was going to talk about. So every year they typically would do like a fundraising walk where everyone in the SMA community gets to come together and do a like a do a walk. Like you'd meet somewhere and then everyone like they talk about SMA a little bit and you go on a walk for however long. And I think that's really cool. And that's like my favorite event of the year typically because I get to meet other people in my area that also have SMA and like kind of know exactly how I feel and like what I'm going through in a way. But again, there's so many different types. It's interesting to see. And then they also have a conference. I was gonna go to the conference for the first time this year at Disney World, and they provide like a scholarship for people with SMA to go. But unfortunately, with COVID, it got canceled. So maybe I'll make it next year. Who knows? I guess it's just like everything, a waiting game to wait and see what happens. But anyway, what I was gonna say about Cure SMA, they're doing a virtual walk. So a walk online this year. I'm actually gonna chat with someone, I think, later. I don't know if it's this week or today, to learn more about what the virtual walk is. And I have a fundraising page for it. So if you'd like to go help out, please do. I will post a link. And um and that's pretty much all I saw as far as questions go. I'm sorry if I missed any during this stream. I am sitting way back away from my cameras because I wanted to make sure you'd be able to see me, but I can't see because I wasn't smart enough and didn't bring my glasses up here with me. So anyway, I hope that you all have a great day. And if you do have any more questions, feel free to drop them in the comments and I will be happy to do this again. All right, guys. Have a good one.